Did you know that you can now get ChatGPT to record all of your meetings and then even take action on behalf of those meetings? Or maybe didn't realize that ChatGPT just launched an Explore feed where you could find images, videos, and so much more, and even see exactly what prompts created them. Well, those two things are absolutely nothing, because by the end of this video, you're gonna learn about 7 new ChatGPT features that I guarantee you've never seen or heard of before. Feature number 1 is going to be ChatGPT's new recording feature. In order to actually use this, you're gonna have to open up the ChatGPT app on your computer, and then what you're going to see is this little record button right here. Now what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to click on record right here, and as we can see, this is actually going through and this is recording. Now please make sure that you ask others before you actually record them, otherwise you might find yourself in some legal trouble. So as we can see here, I just did this, and now what we could do is pause it, we could resume, or we could actually send it into ChatGPT. And once we send it into ChatGPT, it is going to transcribe that meeting, and it's going to be able to identify a bunch of really cool things. For example, you'll be able to actually ask it questions, and it will actually prompt you with questions. It will go over all the key points, it'll give you an overall summary, and it'll give different open questions here, and now you can actually chat with this, and it's going to remember this. Now, if you come over to ChatGPT, what you're going to be able to do is come into settings right here. And if you come into personalization, you'll be able to see that you can reference record history. So this allows you to let ChatGPT reference all previous recording transcripts and notes when it responds. So it's not only going to take that into consideration within the chat that you actually recorded, but it's going to save that, and it's going to continually reference that when you bring it up in the future, or it'll just add all of that into its memory. But that was just the first feature. The second feature, what you're going to be able to do is come over to Sora now, and you're going to be able to see an Explore feed. We could see Explore right here. So in the past, we had images here, we had videos, we had top, which are going to be the top images from a certain day or a certain time period. You could do the day, the week, the month, or all time. And then you can also see different images and different things that you actually liked. Now, what this Explore feed is going to be is this is going to be based on all the different things that you've liked, all the different things that you've interacted with, so that you can actually go through these, explore them, and if you click on them, you'll be able to actually see the prompt that created them. You'll be able to remix them. If it's an image, you'll be able to create a video off of them, or you'll just be able to look and see what actually created these things. And again, this is basically going to be like a social media curation of different things that you could find out, you could create, be it videos or images, with ChatGPT, but more importantly, with using Sora. Now, feature number 3 is that you can now get ChatGPT's voice mode to actually take action inside of apps on your behalf. But before I show you exactly how to do that, I did want to warn you that McKinsey Consulting thinks that AI is going to inject $13 trillion into the economy by 2030, but more importantly, they think that it's going to change or replace more than 375 million jobs. And as a result of that, tens of millions of workers are going to have to switch careers, or they're going to have to change how they actually do their work because of AI. So my question to you is, what are you doing about this in order to prepare? Because I doubt that you want to sit on the sidelines again while a bunch of other people advance their careers or completely change your life because of the latest technology trend, but you don't take advantage of it. And that's exactly why I would strongly recommend joining this 2-day AI training, which takes you from a beginner to an advanced AI professional in just 16 hours. It's valued at over $895, but I've partnered with Outskill to provide 1,000 free seats just for my audience. It's the world's first AI-focused education platform, which is backed by renowned AI investors and AI founders. And this 2-day program is going to give you 16 hours of live training spread across 2 different days, and it's coming this Saturday and this Sunday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. And as I mentioned earlier, this is valued at $895. But since you're watching this video right now, you could join for free. All you have to do is go to the link in the pinned comment below in order to reserve your seat. Because in this training, you're going to learn about so many things. For example, you're going to get 20 plus AI tools to build an AI toolkit. You're going to learn about prompt engineering, data analysis, using AI in Excel, and creating professional presentations effortlessly. You're going to learn how to build tools with AI without without knowing how to write code, create stunning images and videos using AI. You're going to learn how to develop AI agents and how to automate your work with AI. And that's just the beginning. You're also going to hear from professionals about how they're actually using AI at work and in their businesses across a bunch of different industries. For example, sales, marketing, HR operations, and even different business owners and freelancers. And over 4 million people from more than 40 different countries have already attended this before and they loved it. Now slots are filling up faster than ever, so please click the link in the pinned comment and book your spot. And please make sure that you join their WhatsApp community to receive all updates, and also the introduction call and first session for the 2-day training happens on Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, so please make sure you don't miss that. I'm going to be attending this too, and I strongly suggest that you do. Now in order to actually use this feature, again, you're going to have to come into the ChatGPT app on your computer. If we just come into ChatGPT, the web app, I do not believe that this is available. So if we click on voice mode, you'll see that there's nothing you could do besides mute yourself. But if you come into this inside of the app right here and you click on voice mode, what you're going to notice is that this right here pops up. Now, if we click on this, you'll be able to see that you can actually get ChatGPT voice mode to work with your notes, with the script editor, with Terminal, and with text edit. And this is incredibly useful if you wanted to actually take whatever notes ChatGPT is giving you or what you're saying to ChatGPT and save it in your notes on your phone so you can access it across a bunch of different things. Or if you wanted it to take action on your terminal, or if you wanted it to actually go through and edit text. And I have found this incredibly useful for a bunch of different use cases. For example, if I'm working on a script or I'm coming up with business ideas, I always use that. Now what it does is saves it into my notes. Or if I'm working on a script, I can actually speak it out loud to see what my tone of voice is going to look like in something like the hook, and then ChatGPT is actually able to give me live feedback on that. And I found this incredibly useful, and guess what? They have more and more connections that are actually coming in the future. Now this actually brings me to feature and setting number 4, which is all the other different apps that you can connect ChatGPT to. And again, I'm going to give you a sneak peek here because they have a ton of new things coming here. For example, they have their developer mode. So if you come into settings now and you click on connectors, what you are going to notice is that you are going to be able to connect all of your favorite apps to ChatGPT. For example, Dropbox, GitHub, Gmail, Google Calendar, Google Drive, HubSpot, Outlook, and a bunch of other platforms here. In addition to that, you are going to see developer mode. Developer mode is brand new, and what developer mode is going to allow you to do is bring more things in here. So let's say that you have another tool that you wanted to connect ChatGPT to. You would be able to do that by putting the name, the description, the link to the MCP server, exactly how you want to authenticate it, and then just let ChatGPT know that you actually trust this. If you run into any issues with this, please just click on this guide right here and it will actually walk you through the MCP ecosystem, how to build an MCP server, how to set up a basic remote server, and how to actually do all of these things so that you can connect any app that you want to ChatGPT. Now, one thing I do want to call out here. Right now, these connectors only work with deep research. But in the future, these are going to work with way more things than just deep research. In the future, these are going to work in order for you to be able to send emails or for you to be able to actually gather information and take action in all of these different apps. And again, that is coming very soon. Now, the next feature and setting that I wanted to show off is different memory and different capabilities within ChatGPT. Also, they changed where tasks actually show up. So if you remember from the past, you would see tasks over here if you were trying to create a task on ChatGPT. But now you need to come into settings, you need to come into personalization. Now from here, you're going to be able to do a bunch of different things. For example, you could turn off whether or not you let ChatGPT reference all previous conversations when it responds to something. I would strongly suggest that you have this turned on. You can also have whether or not it actually references saved memories. And if you don't know what saved memories are, you could come in here and see all the different things that ChatGPT has actually saved about you. I would suggest that you never delete them all, but I would suggest that on a weekly basis, you come through here and trim things that don't make any sense. For example, is seeing a change in impulse buying behavior in their business? I'm not seeing that right now because AI has been incredibly helpful, so I could actually get this to forget this, or I could see the reference of why it's actually remembering that. Now, In addition to that, if we come over to notifications right here, you will now see tasks right here. If we click on manage tasks, this is actually going to bring tasks up, and I can now come through and I can create new tasks, I could delete tasks, or I could change them. In addition to that, I can come over here and I could set up a different schedule here, and I can open up a chat in order to do that, or I could view the chat in which this is actually happening. I would strongly suggest that if you have any recurring things that you use ChatGPT for, you get this to go ahead and actually do that. For example, you could get it to send you different leads for your business. You could get it to send you different updates when it comes to AI news, or just news in general. Or you could get it to actually come through and give you different content ideas or things like that. Anything that you use ChatGPT for on a recurring basis, I would strongly suggest you come in here and you actually set up a task here. One other thing that I did want to reference up here, this opens up a temporary chat. What this does is allows you to actually use ChatGPT without it saving anything. So this won't appear in history. You can use or update ChatGPT's memory. It won't actually be used to do that, and it won't be used to train their models. Now, for safety purposes, they do keep a copy of this chat for up to 30 days, but this won't actually change ChatGPT or anything that ChatGPT actually knows about you. So if you want to do something on here, you don't want ChatGPT to remember, just turn that on and chat with it like that. Now, these next two features are game changers, but they're only available from your phone. So if you bring up your phone on ChatGPT, you will be able to click on advanced voice mode right here, and you will be able to do things like click on these three dots and upload a photo or take a photo, or you could even share your screen with ChatGPT. This is incredibly helpful if you want to get ChatGPT to help you with something or explain something, or use ChatGPT for tech support. Now, in addition to that, the other thing that you could do is you could come into ChatGPT right here, go back into voice mode, and if we click on this camera right here, you'll be able to show ChatGPT your camera, all the things that you see, and you could even reverse it if you wanted to. This is going to be incredibly useful if you're trying to do things like identify something in real life, or you want to show ChatGPT something. And what's really cool is that it actually is able to tell the difference between different people, their different voices, and it then remembers those things and has memory on those things that it can then reference in the future, which is incredibly helpful. I really like using this feature in order to determine whether or not something is going to be poisonous for my cats, or to ask the price of a bottle of wine or of a watch, or just to identify something. If I see something out in the real world and don't actually know what it is, ChatGPT is incredibly useful for allowing me to do that, and it's awesome when I can screen share with it because it can also walk you through things like how to fix something in your house or how to adjust something. Now, if you like this video, I'd strongly suggest you check out this video right here that shows you 7 different free AI tools that you won't believe exist. I'll see you over there.